Hey everybody, this is Anarchy 704, and we had some unfortunate news today in Baton Rouge. There was a shooting, and I'm going to go ahead and just let the news take over for just a moment here.
Well, it was a situation whereby our officers responded to shots being fired, and when those officers responded, apparently the gunman started shooting at the officers themselves. We have a report now that there are 2 dead. There are others who are injured to some degree, serious, and to maybe some minor injuries. They have been taken to a local hospital, but everybody's still active and fluid scene right now, so we're trying to put all of the pieces together, put all of the...
All right, so they're still trying to piece together everything that happened. However, we've got a pretty good idea of what did happen. And what did happen is that some officers, how many, I'm not exactly sure, responded to a call that there was someone exchanging fire at apparently the Hammond Air Plaza. Okay, so fire was exchanged. Police officers were called. When the officers came to the scene, they were shot upon. So what we know right now is there are 3 dead and 3 injured. They've captured at least one of the suspects, and there are 2 other suspects. Whether or not those suspects are in custody or not is not apparently clear. What I'd like to first go to and talk about is some of the responses that you're going to see here. This is the exact same video. You're going to see Baton Rouge shooting, 3 cops dead. ABC News. First comment is, I blame Obama for dividing the country. Okay, well, that is what it is. What a time to be alive, says the next person. Black lives don't matter is the third person. What's the fourth? But can't tell us if the suspects are still at larger than caught. Can you say false flag? Okay, so conspiracy theory is the fourth. False flag, media knows that. That's the fifth. Another conspiracy theory. Lies. And then finally we get down to some complete and utter insanity. If you thought the conspiracy theories were insanity, then let's go ahead and look at the Karen 12 and what they have to say. In all fairness, it's the only way that police will learn. How do dead people learn? Next person. Alive and deceased cops may all burn in hell. Next person. Thanks, Obama. Another Obama reference here. Go down something about George. Nonsense. I'm not really surprised after all the USA does sell guns to anyone. Everyone. Really? I want somebody that isn't from this country to come here and then buy a gun. Let's see them do that at a gun store. See them pass a background check that says that they have a Second Amendment right to have a gun inside of my country. It's not going to happen. I want somebody that's a felon to go and buy a gun. They probably would be arrested on the spot. You just... Okay, here's finally somebody that's smart. Stop defending Black Lives Matter. They are a hate group. If Black Lives Matter cared about black lives, they would address the fact that blacks in America commit an insane amount of crime, more than any other race. Somebody says what you just said makes no sense. Who knows what this is? We're not going to read into it. Fucking niggas is, from Proto 718. Great. Right after that, another insane person. The only good cop is a dead cop. This is an insane person too, by the way, the fucking niggas. I mean, whatever. Just race baiting. What the fuck is wrong with this world? Well, you can't spell is. That's a part. Too many guns lead to a lot of impulse shootings. Are you fucking crazy, dude? Do you have any idea how many guns there are in America? And there aren't that many impulse shootings. The impulse was that he was shooting at somebody else before the cops come, and then he shoots at them too? Is that the impulse shooting? I mean, this guy does hold both grounds. He says no guns mean the police can enforce super strict policies without fear of repercussions. What the fuck do we do? Well, police shouldn't fear being shot at. Only when they are literally committing a crime against a civilian should they fear being shot at. But when they go and respond to a crime, maybe they should fear for being shot at, but not fear for being targeted. If they respond and there's police shooting, a criminal, and, that's not a little understandable. Jesus Christ, can we stop with the guns? No, we can't. Because if we stop with the guns, the only people that have them are bad people. Alright, so we kind of looked at responses, so I'm going to say a few things about this. I've got a few things on my mind here that I've made a little more succinct so that they might, resonate a little bit more with the average person. So, this only ends one way, with stricter policing in black neighborhoods. More fear and apprehension from police while interacting with black civilians, and more shootings of innocent black people. That's what's going to happen. It's that simple. This is not because of some massive racist agenda either. On part of the police force, instead, it is a normal human reaction to danger. Whether that danger is real or perceived, it is present, and will have a lasting effect on police interactions with black individuals. So ask yourself, as a person, would I want to be perceived as a threat to those around me? Would I want fear and apprehension to be the first response to my presence? If you're like me and want a more loving and understanding world, then reject the hatred spewed by Black Lives Matter and denounce all unjustified killings as wrong. Not just the very few cases of unjustified shootings of black men by police officers, I think it's 24 this year, but the myriad of cases of white men shot by police officers as well. Go look up the one where the young man, he's white, and the cop's white too. Young man's walking across the street with headphones on. The cop says, "Take your hands out of your pocket, take your hands out of your pocket, take your hands out of your pocket." And he can't hear him because he has headphones on. He shoots him in the back and kills him. The man didn't even know that the cop was there. All right. And let's talk about the recent shootings of men responding to a crime trying to only do their jobs. The evil here is a man who is shooting someone before the police arrive, and then opening fire on the police without any interdiction or discussion at all. The evil here is the sniper killing men standing in a public square who are keeping the peace so protesters can be heard. The reality is that these men aren't heroes. That's crazy. They are murderers. They're thieves and killers. They're not thieves of some traditional thing. They're thieves of life and liberty. And anyone willing to stand up and say otherwise only shows his bigotry and faces an anti-authoritarian mindset, which is the real cause for violence. You know, when you don't like what somebody else tells you what to do, yeah, that's the cause of violence. That's the thing that's making the violence happen. You know, it's not that they're black and they're white. It's that they are another person trying to tell another person what to do at all. All right. Now, having denounced Black Lives Matter, which I don't think it takes much to denounce Black Lives Matter. They do it on their own with their comments section, you know, just... yeah, maybe these people aren't Black Lives Matter protesters. Maybe these are just black people that are just fed up. Well, that's fucking fucked up too. Maybe they're white people that are fed up. It's still fucked up. You can't say the only good cop is a dead cop. It's not acceptable. It's just not acceptable. That'd be like saying the only good black man is a dead black man. The only good white man is a dead white man. Well, it's no. Unless you really, really want no cops and you don't understand what that would mean. What I want is a more regulated police force. A police force that doesn't go around trying to hand out civil, taxes in the form of speeding tickets and things like that. I want a police force that's just a little bit more regulated so that they are worried about violent crimes. They're worried about things like responding to shootings, Not the kind of petty police forcing that we're seeing a lot of the time, and why a lot of people are upset and anti-authoritarian towards police. It's not because they're coming and shooting them. No. It's because they're coming and trying to tell them what to do in a really goofy, weird way, and then they are getting violent in the midst of it. Now, these are all problems that we have with the police force. But, I want to mention that, the power and authority that they yield currently is too high, especially in a society driven by life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. It is. It simply is. You can't allow people to have so much authority over another human being, especially when it relates to something as simple as a traffic stop, wanting to have them show their ID, something along those lines. This is not a black issue, by the way. This is a human issue. Everybody has this problem with police officers. And, they need a reworking. They need a reworking of their policies when interacting with civilians, and they need to be part of the discussion. They do. However, anytime anyone lauds any of these actions as justified, they're out of their minds. All right? So anyone saying, good job, guys, for shooting up those cops, you're out of your minds. You endorse the killing of other people for your crazy views. Those people are not the people who did you harm. That bad person who is also a police officer, he's a bad person. He's the one doing you harm, not the average person. Just like all whites aren't bad. All blacks aren't bad. That's not... Obviously, that's not the point. Let's try to weed out the bad eggs. Let's try to say that you guys are not doing right by society. It doesn't matter whether you feel you're justified or not. You are doing bad things in society. You say, oh, well, it's an issue of poverty, it's an issue of this or that. That's not going to justify the amount of killing that's being done. And the more killings of police officers, the more you're going to be regulated, the more you're going to have strict, tight holds over the things that you can and can't do, especially when interacting with a police officer. You're going to lose your rights because they're afraid for their life. And that's not acceptable. But that's the path you're taking us down, is that instead of being able to justifiably say your rights and then be treated incorrectly and be then able to sue and justify the fact that you had your rights violated, you are going to be on the other end of it. You are going to be someone who has their rights violated, and because you were resisting arrest in a base way and you had a gun, which is your right, you were shot. I don't want to see it happen. I don't want it to happen to me. I don't want it to happen to you if you're black. Or white. Or Asian. Or you have a heart in your fucking, chest that's beating. I don't want it to happen to you. Don't make it more likely. That's all I have to say. Anarchy 704 signing out.